I know I can do this. We will make it. Not we can, we will make it.
Oh my God. Oh my gosh.
Hey guys, today we're talking Squid Game, the challenge, episodes 6 through 9. Today we have Alex filling in for Ashley.
Hey guys.
What do you think of the show?
It's pretty good, other than people aren't actually dying. So.
Yeah,
man.
It's
it'd be cool
damn
if people
good.
died a little bit, man. You know?
Man, this show, I like this show maybe better than the scripted version.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To an
I think so,
extent.
too.
To an extent.
It
Like,
cuts
I
through
just,
kind of some of the BS.
I just went back and rewatched the scripted version again.
Yeah.
And it's a great movie, great show, man.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the season 2 of that too, but
Oh hell yeah, no doubt.
but right now it's marble time.
That's right.
Oh
That's right.
yeah.
I really, I like that they brought the marble game into it. I mean, there's a few that I'm glad they kept out. I mean, I don't think we really need the tug of war for it, but the marble game, I thought it was in the show. It was a real personal, connection with a person, right? And you had to get that person out.
Well, somehow they surprised these people and like let them pair up and did it, and they were oblivious
Well,
to
and
it.
I tell you what's cool though, man. I mean, the setup looked just like it did in the show again, right? They're doing
Yeah.
so great with these scenes, man. With these background shit, making it just like it did in the show, and I was like, man, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Now, marbles is of course one where they don't really care how you figure it out, but you got to come up with some kind of game involving these marbles, and only one person can win.
Yeah, and we saw similar setups compared to what we did with the show. You had the set of guys that were like, all right, we'll wait till the last second, we'll throw it against the wall, and whoever's closest wins, right?
Why do you got to wait till the last second?
So,
Just
yeah, I don't know. That's what they had
stretching
to do,
out the time.
Exactly.
Now, most people are coming up with some kind of game. You got to throw it in something. The most to throw it in a bucket or something. I think that's kind of the way to go.
I think you had one or two people that did the freaking guessing game, but yeah, most of them did the bucket. Yeah.
Some people threw it against the wall. Whoever's closest to the wall, whatever. But
Yeah, and then you had the mom and the son do kind of a little
that was
target
cool. Yeah.
target range, and each one circle had so many
Well,
points.
it's kind of like dartboard, but of sand. Yeah.
And some people might have thought mom's going to step down, but she's like, no,
Hell no.
he's going to earn this if he's going to
That's
beat
right.
me.
That's right.
That's
How
what I
it
do with
should
my
be.
kids.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Although at
Get up out of my way.
the end there, he's like, "Mom, why'd you flop off those last two shots like she meant to or something?"
Yeah. I mean, do you think she really meant?
Nah, I think she was going for it, man. I think she was going for it.
Now, for some people, this is a time for sob stories, but guess what? Tim ain't really buying it.
Oh my God.
that was awesome.
Tim ain't having it.
She was awesome.
You playing the sympathy card here?
Sympathy card.
Yeah. You saved this for this moment. I know you're
Tim, that's really icky.
She was like, "Oh, my dream is I want to be able to, help out all."
No, you forgot this. You forgot. My dream is to.
The only time she signs is when she's trying to do something like that, right? Is to help out all the deaf people out there and blah blah blah. And I want to reach out to them all. And he was like, "Okay, cool, that's great, but I'm deaf. Oh yeah, I know your hearing aids. But you haven't reached out to me. Well, it's not my job to reach out to you. It's like you just said you want to reach out and help all the deaf people.
How'd that turn so quickly?
And Tim, he really flips it. Like, he gets really pissed at it. And I'm like, I'm kind of with him, but he does go over the line if you ask me.
Oh no, he does. He goes over the line, but I'm totally with him. He's like, I mean, he's seeing her sob story for exactly what it is, right?
Yeah, I'd be like,
everybody's
look,
got one.
I don't need to give you my sob story. Let's just play a game. Maybe they encourage them to tell their story. Like, this is your time to get it out there.
It was a little bit more harsh than that. He's like,
I don't feel too bad for you because you're going home in a moment.
Let's just see what the universe has to say about that.
A little awkward. I don't really mind her too much, but yeah, I mean,
I felt like it was a little over exaggerated. Honestly, I wasn't really buying it.
Nah, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't. I was with Tim, man. I was like, Tim had a point. Yeah, he was a little bit douchey about it, but he had a point.
but she wins. So
Yeah, she does. And then
Tim's all talk.
And then Tim's a sore loser.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, he
big time sore
is a
loser.
sore loser. Yep.
Yeah.
And $3.99 doesn't want to play a game of throwing anything, but the other guy, that's all he wants to do.
And like he won't budge. We're playing the throwing game, period. Like I'll use my left hand, let you use your right, but that's it. He's like, I ain't doing no guessing games. I ain't doing none of that crap. It's got to be a throwing game.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, so if you remember, that was the group that the pair that when they're going for the picnic, he's like, I'm just gonna be with you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he's kind of an ass there
Because I don't
too.
want to be alone. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So
And they're just chilling. They're like letting time go by at this point because they
Mhm.
can't agree.
Yeah. And finally, we were like 2 minutes left. She's finally like, fine, we'll do it your way. And by that point, it's like, all right, well, start throwing them damn marbles too little too late.
Now, I did like the conversation where she's like,
I want to go home because I dug a hole in the ground.
You're gonna go home because you didn't.
so that was a good comeback.
Yeah, it was.
But like, he's kind of like an ass. Like, even in the middle, she's talking to him. He's like, "Don't raise your voice at me."
Yeah,
She's
dude,
just talking to him.
She
regular.
wasn't raising her voice though. He was being an asshole. That dude was a complete douchebag.
He was gaslighting her a little bit.
That dude's a complete freaking douchebag, man. Period.
Yeah.
I'm not
only gonna
comfortable
do
playing a game of throwing.
You don't have to raise your voice. It's fine.
I'm not raising my voice.
It's okay. Listen, I thought you were a competitor.
Yeah.
I think these both deserve what they got because
And neither
they
one was
weren't willing to budge.
Yeah.
And to do it at the last minute, and then she gets it in the bucket first or whatever, and she's like, "Well, I guess I win." And he's like, "I didn't agree to that."
Yeah. He's like, we both
And
got
I'm
one
like,
in.
maybe if you didn't wait to the last minute, you could have figured this out, but you didn't. So
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Somehow
I don't know.
everybody else was able to do it, but
Right, but you
Yeah,
guys
these are the
could-
only two. So I'm like, when they both lost, I'm like, good.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
adios.
Yeah, no doubt, man. You know, that's just, you know, I'm sure everybody else when they got back were probably thinking the same thing. Yeah, that's two that got out when it could have just been one. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, B, the gamer, she aces this, moves on to the next
Did
round.
we even see like her game?
They showed her pretty briefly,
Yeah, for
but
a
like,
quick second.
she makes it. And of course, TJ, the basketball player, he wins too.
mm-hmm.
So,
TJ, the unstoppable force throughout this entire game.
That's right.
so far, yeah. And the mom loses to the son. What do we think about that?
I mean, I was cool either way, right? I thought they were both good people. I thought they were both going to do well. So it was like, yeah, I didn't really care which one won, you know? So
Yeah, I mean, as a former basketball player herself, you know, I thought she would have done better.
she's like Shaq, man. She's got bad free throw. You know?
Now, 254 wins and says,
Games aren't supposed to suck.
it was
Yeah.
like a weird, I didn't really know what he
Yeah, it was
meant by
weird.
that. I'm like, maybe he didn't like this game.
Yeah, or the fact that he's got to
He's
eliminate
teaming up with his
friend.
buddy?
Yeah, the fact that he had to eliminate his friend. I think is what
It
he
was kind of
meant
like a
by
weird comment.
it. Yeah, no, it was.
Yeah, but there were some emotional moments throughout the, you know, other than, you know, homeboy and old girl who couldn't come to a conclusion, but
Mhm.
there was a lot of emotional
Like
moments. through
Felicia and
this.
Ashley, their little emotional moment there. You know?
Yeah, because
Well-
a lot of them are losing their friends.
Well, and that's what's so good about it. It's not really the game of marbles. It's that you're going against the person that's closest to you. And I commend the show for getting these people. Maybe they were just hungry,
yeah.
not really thinking, but they did it.
Oh, yeah,
I hope it wasn't like pre-planned and they just played it off like, you know.
Yeah, I don't think it was, man. They looked pretty sincere when they were like figuring out, oh shit, we got marbles. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think they showed a great job at tricking them like that.
Mhm.
And that one guy who didn't pair up, he just gets a pass.
Yep.
So
Yeah, well, Australian
He's-
Hulk Hogan,
yeah,
right?
he's just there to greet
And-
people and hand out hugs.
And the
So-
same thing happened for Crazy Chick in the show. She got the pass too in the show, so it went down just like it did in the show.
Oh, yeah. That's
So I guess that's why they did it. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so that's marbles. Pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, no. It's a good segment for him.
Now they get to the next thing where they're in the
Oh,
little
man.
barracks or whatever, and
Back in the
it's
dorm.
like, hey,
Dude.
got to eliminate some people here. I think what is it? It's a few people.
Yeah, they got eliminated. I think there was 31, and they had to get it down to 20 or something. They eliminated like 11 people or some shit.
Mm.
So
Yeah, and marbles went from 63 down to 31, so
Mhm.
31 people left.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
guess what happens here? The women are like all talking and hanging
Dude,
out.
this
And they're
is
like,
where
hey,
the-
come over here.
this is where the guys completely screwed up, right? The guys had just, and the women weren't being quiet about the conversation. Oh, girl power, yeah! And they're all hanging out, you know. And the dudes like didn't catch like, oh shit, if we vote one of them in, then they're all probably gonna get in, and we're all gonna be screwed. But it's like, you know, it's like how the hell the guys allow themselves to be freaking bamboozled like that? But I was like, man,
I know,
it's
because
nuts.
it was so blatant. They're like,
Oh, yeah.
girls, come here,
Yeah.
come here, you know,
Oh,
and
yeah.
you're like, what the heck?
Well,
no
they're
one's saying
still-
nothing?
Outnumbered here, so maybe that's why they're like, let them
Yeah.
get together.
Mhm.
I don't really know, but
But the funny thing was, you know, they're complaining about sexism, yet guys chose girls, right? Guys aren't being sexist; they chose girls, but the women are like, nope, we're only choosing girls, right? So
Yeah.
now before all this, though, they have to elect a captain, and TJ
Mhm.
volunteers, and
Of
everyone seems cool with it for the most
the
part.
homeboy
most
sleeping.
Yeah, he wakes up and's like, I didn't
We did a
choose
vote.
him as my
He's like,
captain.
Yeah, but you know the thing is, he knows damn well, man. Even if he had been awake and in on it with everybody else saying "fine, TJ," he would just went with the crowd too and said, "Okay, sure."
Yeah,
I mean,
and-
TJ kind of forced himself into it too. He's like, "Oh,
well, he
I'll
embraced
be the leader,
it.
guys. I'll be the
He
leader."
embraced it, and you know, here's my thing. I don't really like the way how TJ goes about it, but he has good intentions.
No, he
I
does.
think
Yeah, yeah.
so. I'm willing to forgive him. I would have been like, dude, you're kind of annoying, but I would roll with it because he's a good guy and he's kind of harmless.
Well,
But-
what's annoying is that everyone should be out for themselves, right? Like, maybe it's a persona that he's trying to appeal, even in his interviews, like individually with the film crew. But I felt like everyone's still kind of like, why are you being like that when we have to eliminate everybody? I don't know. It was weird.
He seems like a genuine dude, man.
Yeah, I like
maybe.
TJ, but yeah, I wouldn't like this rah stuff. And like, it's kind of funny because after he gets elected, people are kind of cool, and then people start talking. Like B's like, I don't know about this guy. I don't really like him. And I'm like, well, I didn't see you raise your hand.
Well, you know who was really like that?
Exactly.
It was mine.
Yeah.
Mine was really against her. I don't trust him.
Yeah, which
I
is
don't know
ironic.
him.
Yeah, but then he picked her, and she's like, "Oh my God, he's mine. He's my guy. You know, TJ, you got my back. You know." He's like, I told you I had your back, man.
I still don't know what his mindset was when he picked her either.
Because he thought they were cool. Because every time she was talking with him, she was being very cool with him, right?
Yeah.
It was just behind his back that she was talking. So.
Now, before they begin, TJ does a prayer, and you could just tell that's rubbing some people.
Oh yeah, a lot of people
way.
were like, yeah.
And like B especially is like, she's not like bowing her head, and she's kind of like looking around like, is anyone with me on this? This is awkward.
Yeah, the blonde chick too, she was kind of the same way.
Yeah, her homeboy or home girl, I should say. B and I forget what her name is, but yeah.
And I'm not extremely religious, but this wouldn't bother me either. You know what I mean?
Yep.
No, just let him say his prayer and move on with it.
Yeah, come on, we're all in this together. Whatever, let's do this thing.
Yeah.
Suck it up for a little bit and go in. Now, 11 people got to get voted out in this next thing.
Oh yeah.
And the captain gets a pass, but he gets to choose who he wants to bring along with him.
This is like elementary school picking your kickball team, right? And everybody, if you don't get picked, you just don't get to play. You're out.
And like you said, he chooses mine. So she gets saved by him, and he says, like, I got your back, and he shows it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it goes kind of down the line, and
Mai is the first one to off the bat break ranks with the women.
Yep.
Yeah.
And of course, all the women are pissed off about it, especially in 019. She's like, already, somebody I can't trust because she's freaking already breaking the rule here that we all agreed on. So,
but they get another girl in, and the girls start going on a run, and you think it's going to be like all women at this point, but a couple women. What's kind of smart here is a couple women choose who they want, who happens to be a guy, and then when they choose that, they kind of whisper, especially to Phil, like, choose a girl next.
Yeah, I mean,
so like, I hooked you up, but don't piss people off, and let's get back on track with the women thing. What do you think of that strategy?
Well, Phil, he's a gay guy. He was kind of like in the women's group anyway. He had a lot of female friends in there, so it didn't surprise me that she chose him because I knew that he would go along with her and choose a girl. It's like if she tells him to choose a girl, she's gonna do it. And Phil's a great dude, man. Like if one of the few people on this team thing I'm really rooting for is probably him. Like, I really like Phil. He's just great, generous, just honest kind of dude.
Yeah.
And I like him a lot. Aside from Trey, I was really rooting for Trey too. But we know what happens to him later. But so when she picked Phil, I was like, all right, I can see this. I know I can guarantee Phil's gonna pick a chick too, and of course he did. Right. So.
Now, I'm pretty torn on this because at one point I think it's a good strategy by the women, but the fact that you get eliminated because of some sexism stuff rubs me the wrong way.
No, it's bad, man.
If I got eliminated here, this is like the worst way for me to go, I would think.
Yeah, because I mean, really, it's like it's out of your hands for the most part.
Totally.
It's all about the social game. Up to that point, who you've really made the true connections. And
it kind of was, but it kind of wasn't, because once the women made that freaking thing, some of those women didn't even really know each other very well. Yeah, they're like, well, hey, we said women, so we're going to keep bringing in women. So, I mean, even their social game really wasn't even had to do with that part of it. So,
yeah, to be fair, though, a lot of those women were pretty close for the most part.
Nah, man, you had some of those women, they were like in other groups with guys most of the time, like hanging out with the dudes and all that. The women had to call them over.
Some
like,
women do break ranks, so that was actually kind of nice to see, but they get right back on track. And matter of fact, every single woman makes it here.
Mm-hmm.
So there's some good people going home, like the Hulk Hogan guy.
Yep.
Yeah. Don? Is that
Don's another. I don't really care for him too much, but
I actually like Don a lot.
They feature him a lot. So
yeah. I was kind of, and I really do believe he was probably about one vote off from making it to the next round.
I'll tell you who barely makes it is Trey on this one.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't think he was going to make it, but he squeaks by.
Yeah, he did. That was good, man. I was glad he said it to me. Well, and only one member of the Gong Gang made it in, man. Mm-hmm. That dude gets in there, and I was like, man, the team's gone.
Yeah, 31, last chosen. So, and now there's only 20 people left.
Yeah,
and I'm excited for this one because the next up is like the Glass Bridge.
And I was kind of guessing that was what was going to be next. Like, all right, they're cutting it down by 20. It's probably Glass Bridge next.
And they shown this in the trailer, but like, man, they knocked it out of the park for the presentation.
Dude, you and I talked about this on our last episode. We're like, you know what? They need to make that bottom part completely black where they can't see what's underneath them. And just make it look mysterious as hell, like they're just dropping into nothing, and that's exactly what they did.
I mean, I don't know if they could see what they're dropping in. I don't know if people were concerned about falling. You can't see on the show, but it's really well done.
I think they probably told them beforehand, hey, don't worry, there's a net underneath, he's going to catch you. Because nobody was like, oh, shit, what are we falling into? None of that. None of them said that. So pretty sure the producers told them, hey, there's a net under you or whatever that's going to catch you. But
well, we all completely skipped like the picking of
we're
the
going to get
positions.
to that, man. We're getting to it. We're getting to it.
So that's what they do differently here is like they do the claw game to determine the order, which is a little bit different than the show.
Yeah.
And I don't know about the claw game because it could drop the bear. I guess they'll be like, don't worry, we'll edit that out. But you got to figure out. It could have been like a little lottery thing where a ball comes out, however you want to do it.
I'm not
but
gonna lie,
is
I
kinda
suck
cool.
at the claw game, so it would have probably taken me forever.
But
Alex, just get this guy a bear.
just put your hand there and get that bear for him.
Well, the real claw games are designed to fail a lot.
Yeah.
So I think they turned that feature off probably for this one. But it is kind of like cool how they show it.
Well, and the best part was like you had to give your number to somebody else. That was perfect. I love that. I was like, hell yeah, that was awesome. They set that up.
Yeah, definitely created some tense moments where you're like, I gotta give. And I thought it was funny how TJ got the first position.
You've been our leader this whole time.
Yeah.
So and normally in this game, if you're number one, you have zero chance.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
But then he also, when he goes to the machine, he gets the final position. He gets position number 20 and gives it to old girl Mai. So that, I mean, he really stuck by
really hooks up Mai, saves her from the last round, hooks her up. This is if you're number 20, you're guaranteed to go on the next round pretty much, unless everyone fails. So he carries her through 2 events essentially.
Oh yeah.
And you could tell like Mai's kind of like skeptical of him at first, but after this, she's done a 180 as she should.
What does she say to him? I owe you my like undying loyalty.
Gratitude, loyalty.
And she does.
Yeah. Oh, she totally does. Yeah. You saved her ass.
Yeah.
Big time.
And TJ's like, I told you, I got you. And he ain't messing around. He's a man of his word, apparently.
Oh, yeah. And they finally get all these numbers dished out, and then they head into the room.
Well, one person gives a person number 6, and then he ends up getting number 5, and he gives the girl that gave him number 6 number 5.
Yeah,
and
funny.
I thought that was very poetic.
Oh, yeah.
And she said lame, but like I'm like, that is awesome.
No, that was perfect. Hell yeah, it was.
Yeah.
And you know who the number 5 was?
Who was number 5? I can't remember.
Ashley. Right? Yeah,
Oh,
Ashley.
That's right. That's right.
So there's 17 tiles in 30 minutes.
Which is a lot more time than the original. I think it was like 15 minutes in the original show. So.
And then some guy just happens to speak up and goes, you know what? I think I got a good idea here. How about we all take one turn, 50-50, and that's how we do it. That way it's fair.
I think it was Roland that said that, dude.
I think
what
so.
a freaking idea, man.
I think he was number 8 on this, and he said that.
He said that shit, and I was like, wow, I can't believe like nobody thought about that. What a perfect idea.
Yeah, maybe if you're like number 15-ish, you're like, oh, now I'm got to go. Crap. But
with the showrunner,
how can you argue with it? That's fair. And now number 1, TJ's like, wait a minute. Now I got a chance here.
Yeah, and he does.
Instead of going 17 potential times in a row, I just got to do this once.
He's like, I got this, baby. I'm making this.
Yeah.
And that's hilarious because like he's saying all this, he's all pumped, and he jumps, and he is
gone.
It's like he's Thanos snapped from the show. Like he is gone.
Bye, TJ.
And they move on so quick.
Yeah, like, all right,
that sucks. Well, at least we know the first one.
But you know, and so then of course the next person, and the cool thing is the next person, you know, they get in the empty space, but then they still got to make their jump.
And then 2-2-1 comes up and gone. You're like 2 people right off the bat. Gone. You're like, holy cow. Like, are any of these glass things going to work?
Oh, yeah, man.
I kept trying to think, like, I was like, what was it on the show? It had something to do with, like, the reflection, right? And so I was like, can you see the reflection on the...
They had, like, a glass expert. He's like, I can tell the difference.
Yeah, there was reflection in the glass, yeah.
But I don't think in this case they had that.
Yeah.
It had something to do with...
This is just like a plexiglass. And it just drops down. So you know the way, and you could tell that they were allowing them to get centered before they dropped them. So I'm sure they had to push a button. They already had marked out which ones they were going to drop. And then when somebody landed on it, they wait for them to get centered. Then they just push the button.
I bet all the panes are actually the same. And
exactly.
like they probably have like a little chart and like this one, this one, this one.
Yeah, exactly.
And 2-2-1 gets a limit. And guess who's number 3? Our boy Trey.
Yeah. So was Ashley 4 then? I guess Ashley was 4, not 5. So
I think so.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I'm wrong here. Maybe he was 4.
No, I think he was 4. Yeah.
But anyways, Trey's up. And this is like the hero of the show. This is like they focus so much on son and mom, and he's going and he jumps and he makes it. And you're like, all right, my boy's going to make it to the next round, I guess.
Yeah.
But Ashley's behind him, and she's like,
I didn't agree.
She's like, I didn't agree to play this. I didn't agree to do this.
Which is true. She never agreed.
Yeah.
Like everyone else, like, I don't know about that. But here's how dumb she is. Like, I think she was number 5. Like, or very early, you like, this benefits you. The 50-50 game benefits you greatly.
Exactly.
So what are you doing arguing?
Guess what? If you're going to keep making him go, then guess what? Then you're going to have to keep going, and when you don't have to do it once, right?
Now,
At
Trey
least that's how it would look.
Trey
anyway.
doesn't push the. He's too nice of a guy. He doesn't push. He doesn't even stare her down.
No, he does.
He looks back at her.
No,
few
he's
times.
like
She was
looking around.
he's
I
doing the
think he
passive
even
aggressive.
commented.
He's doing the passive aggressive.
Yeah, he was.
Hey, come on, guys! Is
He
someone
never
gonna come
talked
back up
to her.
the
He never
front?
said, "Are you going to take your turn?"
And people in the back were, they're like, Ashley, it's your turn.
They were
go.
like whispering.
Mm-hmm.
No one was like, "Ashley, what are you doing?"
Uh-huh.
So he jumps again. And he makes it.
And you're like, dang, go
Yeah,
on, this
and-
guy's got
and
the
then-
lottery.
And then she moves up again, and then she does say, "Hey, I'm not going. If somebody wants to pass me, y'all can." You know, she says that to everybody. Like, I ain't
Well,
going
one
to.
person does overtake him, right?
No,
nobody does.
Well, one person overtakes someone at some point, and then
Nope.
she jumps and doesn't make
no,
it.
because then he's waiting again, and then he jumps again. But that time, he does not make it.
Yeah.
And then
Ashley wants to play now we'll play the 50-50 game. Cool, I'll do my one jump.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm good, guys. I did mine. And then everybody's like, "Oh yeah, you did. Good job." And then they're all going. I'm like,
oh yeah,
hell
we
no.
totally forgot
I'm
about
like,
all
push
the
that
other
bitch
times.
off the bridge.
Yeah,
I was like, holy crap, man. Hell no. Like, you make her keep going. Like, she just made Trey keep going. Hey, she don't get to all of a sudden play the 50-50 game now. I'm like, hell no.
And it kind of cuts to Mai doing a little interview, right? And she's like, I did not like Ashley making that move.
Mai is paying attention.
Mai's the
here.
only one willing to call a spade here and call the crap out. And everybody else is like being, freaking pussyfooting about it. Like, no.
So Trey takes 3 jumps, and then he's finally. I thought he should have done a lot more. Like, what are you doing? Are you going to take all the next jumps?
Right.
Like, come on. You're just rolling the dice every time. So, and not the greatest strategy.
Well, no, but Ashley flat out said, "I ain't going."
Yeah, but he should have got others involved.
Yeah,
and
he
maybe like the person behind Ashley would have jumped in front of him.
Maybe.
Honestly, what he should have done is just held strong and let that timer go out, and eventually someone would have passed.
I actually think someone does pass him, because I think it was that one girl. She's like, "I will overtake you," and he's like, "Yeah, okay." And then she jumps and she immediately falls.
Oh, I think you might be right.
Yeah.
I think that did happen. Okay, yeah. And then he went.
And then he jumps
went
again, and then she just won't do it.
Yeah.
She won't do it.
That's right. Yep, she wouldn't do it.
So she did her part. Unfortunately, she didn't make it. But
yeah,
no,
She's the
no,
only
she didn't
person-
do her part.
Ashley
She didn't do
makes
her
it.
part. She did Ashley's part.
that's
Yeah.
true.
You
That's
know?
true.
Ashley does make it though.
Yeah,
Unfortunately.
unfortunately. And then she wants to play the 50-50 game. Oh, y'all, I did my part. Let's do it. It's like, hell no, you didn't. Get your ass across that bridge.
Oh, you know, I would be over there. I'd be holding her accountable.
All
the whole
those
time.
people
I'd be
on
Mai
that
back
bridge
there.
are a bunch of lazy clown asshats who are just too scared to freaking mention anything except Mai. You know, and well, even then, Mai wouldn't do it until later. You know?
Now we do lose Jackie on this one, 393, the deaf woman. So-
Yeah.
And that was a big loss to some people. And Phil,
yeah.
he's broken up.
I was like, Phil's ride or die, man.
Yeah.
Then they kind of like go on a streak until 023 goes, Siobhan, and then it starts to take a turn for the worse.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Start seeing them trickle off. Little
Mikey
by little.
goes, James goes, so...
Who is Mai's best buddy? Because does he make it or?
And
He
remember
does
that
make it.
one guy
He
asked
say
for
it on
Mai's advice, and she tells him, and he makes it. And then someone else later is like, Mai, give me another one. But
Go, she's like, go left. And I'm go.
Mai's like, oh my god, I told her.
And they're like, Mai, it's not your fault. It's not your
she
fault.
sounded pretty confident the second
Yeah,
time,
oh,
though.
yeah.
At first, she was like very hesitant, but then she's like, I got it.
It's left.
And dude's like, all right, bye.
Oh.
Yeah, so this was a fun game. I mean,
Oh, dude,
it's
yeah.
classic. You got to have it. It was awesome the way they
No,
did it, too.
absolutely.
So, like, 12 people make it out of it.
But we didn't get the glass explosion. Nobody got stabbed with glass. in
Well,
the
good,
end.
because that was kind of cheap on the show.
Yeah, it
so.
was. That was jacked up how that happened.
I never liked how the glass explodes and then critically injures someone.
Yeah,
Like, you make it and then you get injured by the glass? What the heck?
Now, I was wondering, could you actually like overtake one and go skip around? I don't know. If
Well,
you
they
could actually
didn't
jump
tell
that
them there was
far.
any rules. So, I mean, they
Yeah,
probably
I
did
don't think
whatever
they
wanted.
cared, you know?
Mm.
They probably had some rules like don't push anybody or
Yeah,
something.
yeah,
like that.
I'm
Like,
sure that was a rule because I'd have been pushing the hell out of Ashley. I'm sure that was definitely a rule. You can't push anybody, do anything like that.
I was worried that most people are going to be stubborn and maybe the show ends here. But they come up with that plan and everyone's on board.
Well,
And
not
everyone's
everyone.
working
Not
pretty good.
everyone.
Well, everyone but one. So,
Yeah.
but they get through that and then they're hanging out. And like now, I think this is the time they go back to the birthing area, and it's like wiped out from all the beds or whatever. So
yeah, now it's just a few beds left in there. It's
Everybody's
nice
like,
and
holy
quiet.
crap. Yeah.
Kumbaya all over again, except for Mai, right?
Mhm.
Who's kind of starting to really doubt Ashley a lot openly in some.
And the
regard.
crazy thing is, like, she's the only one willing to call a spade, and nobody understands what the hell she's saying. Well, number one, English isn't Mai's first language. She's not the best at explaining herself, but she shouldn't have to. Everybody's got freaking eyes. They all saw what Ashley did. It's like, come on, man.
and Ashley's like, I took my turn, but guess what?
Yeah. No, you didn't.
You forced Trey to go. You eliminated Trey.
Exactly.
He should have still been there technically.
He should have. Totally should have been. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, who knows what would have happened because of that? But like Trey should have been safe.
Yeah,
He
exactly.
earned it because I mean he gave him 3 spaces, right? Like I would say like, dude, I'm no way you're taking.
He
another one.
saved other people.
Yeah, I would have just sat down. I'd be like,
At that
I'm
point.
not moving. I
Yeah.
don't care what happens at this point,
Yeah.
but I took my turn. I'm not going.
All right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Now they need another leader. And this
Mhm.
time they get plenty of volunteers.
Oh yeah. Of course.
So
Well, all
they,
these leaders
they
are
see
getting-
what happened to the last one gets a pass. So they're like, me.
Oh yeah.
And then, but somehow Mai gets the vote. She's
Mhm.
kind of like a fan favorite at this point to
Yeah.
some people
Mhm.
until she starts hating on her, that one girl. So
Well,
Yeah,
it really
'cause
comes out in this
Because
next
it's time
game.
to play the dice game. Yeah.
Yeah.
When they
yeah,
pick
and
mine.
then they come up with another strategy here, like, hey, let's make this fair again. Everyone nominates themselves. They'll roll their own die, and
If they hit a
if
six,
it
you're
hits a
out.
6, you're out. That's fair for everyone. But Mai's first up, and she's like, no, I don't like that plan.
No, because Ashley's, the shit Ashley pulled, I don't like it. And of course, she was not good at explaining it, and everybody knew what she was saying. And they're like, "Oh my god, I can't believe Mai's doing blah, 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 blah." It's like, dude, it's like,
Well,
what do
they
you
did
can't
come up
believe
with
it?
the plan, and again, only one person kind of
Yeah, that's
disagrees
true, yeah.
with it, and it's Mai this time. So I kind of get that, but I also understand Mai's point of view.
But at the same time, nobody is acknowledging what Ashley did. Nobody is. None of them acknowledge, yeah, Ashley really effed up, and she was a freaking complete selfish asshole.
They just acknowledge my selfishness
Yeah, exactly.
in that
exactly.
one moment.
Calling my selfish, and nobody was freaking saying anything about Ashley.
Mhm.
So
Like,
12
get outta here,
people
man.
left. They need to eliminate 3 through this game. You roll a 6, you're out. Everyone's not self-nominating except for Mai. She nominates Ashley. Ashley rolls, and she's good.
And
And,
when it gets to
everyone
Ash-
takes their
and
turn,
then when it gets to Ashley's turn, she nominates Mai. She's like, well, I've already been nominated, so I'm nominating
which is
Mai.
good. And you could
Yeah.
tell she wanted a 6 for her,
Oh, yeah.
but doesn't
Didn't
get
get
it. So it goes around for quite a while.
And then homegirl, the gamer girl, man.
B.
She's like,
B's like, I'm good at rolling 6s.
she's like, I always roll 6s, damn it, but I'll go ahead and nominate myself anyway. And sure enough, man, she had that 6. It's like,
So
God.
you get a lot of good people eliminated in this game
Oh, yeah.
because B's out. A lot of people like her.
Mhm.
And
Mai's
who's
bud.
next?
Mai's
Perna?
Perna gets out, and then Mai's buddy
Perna.
with the beard, man.
Chad.
Yeah, Chad. And then Mai's like beating on his chest. How dare you, Chad? How dare you?
How could you roll a 6?
Yes.
I mean, she's legitimately crying.
Yeah.
Like she
I was like,
this
oh,
ain't
my
even
God.
like whimpering. This is
Yeah.
like bawling. And then Ashley's like cracking a smile almost.
yeah.
Like she's the Joker. She's got this weird like
Oh, and then,
demented
because
smile.
she's like, oh, that's just bad karma for
Karma,
Mai coming
yeah.
back, and it's like,
I'm like,
the hell?
karma?
It's like, who the hell are you to talk about karma?
Yeah.
Like, get out of
Yeah.
here.
Shame on you.
Yeah,
Shame
exactly.
on you, Ashley.
No doubt, man. That shit was horrible.
I'm talking about this Ashley.
Yeah, so Ashley and Mai try to hash it out though.
Yeah, because first Mai tried
And they're
to have
hugging.
that same.
And she's like, I'll hug you.
Well,
but
mine's the one that initiates that, right?
Mhm.
She's trying to fix it because now she's on an island.
By herself.
Her buddy's gone. TJ's no longer there looking out for her either,
Mhm.
right? Like now I think she realizes I've got to make some buddies fast.
Yep.
And so she's trying to mend that relationship with Ashley. And I would say Ashley pretty much like gives her the Heisman.
Well, you can kind of see through what she's doing at
Oh,
this
of course,
point, right?
of course you
So it's pretty obvious. And I don't
But
think
then for
Ashley's
yeah.
buying it.
But then Ashley's nonsense. She's telling Mai, well, Mai, what do you think you saw, Mai? Because I did my part. I did my part. It's like, get the F out of here. You did your part. No, man. You freaking you screwed the crap out of freaking Trey. Like, man, put your crap, man. I was so mad.
Now,
dude.
what if she
I was so mad at
had a
you.
good strategy though?
It was called, she was being selfish, man, period. She was being damn selfish. Didn't give a shit about anybody.
Well, she does eventually go. So I don't
Yeah,
think
thank God.
I don't really think that helped her really too much. It just made her look
Way to
bad, at least
spoil
to
it.
only Mai, but
Golly.
she did eventually take her turn, which and like, well, you could have done this and avoided this whole thing.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
whatever. Poor Trey.
Mm-hmm. So what are they down to now? They're down to
Circle-
9.
Yeah, 9, and they get the Circle of Trust, baby.
Circle of
Dude, I
which is
tell
a
you
new
what, man,
game. We haven't seen
It
this
was
before.
cool, man. This was cool. I like
Yeah.
this. I was like, damn, what a cool little twist they got going here. You know, I really enjoyed this one.
Yeah, you like being blindfolded, Billy? Is that what you're trying to say?
Hey, man. Ain't nothing wrong with the blindfold every now and then.
So this is where things get a little cutthroat, though.
Yeah. Because now they're all against each other.
Oh yeah, dude, exactly.
There's no teams.
Because Mai goes first, and she's like, "Ooh, I gotta choose someone that would never see this
yeah,
coming."
Well, we gotta kind of explain the rules, right? Like it's gotta be. They have a.
It's like musical chairs, kind of.
Kind of musical chairs. You have to. Somebody is picked to go pick a gift, and then they have to somehow get it onto the desk of somebody they want to get out, and that person then has to guess who put it on their desk.
Somehow, I think they just walk over and do it. I don't think they. I don't think it's too much figured out. Somehow they gotta put it.
Yeah.
I'll just walk over and do
this. What do I do?
Yeah, I like this.
And you got to be quiet while you're doing it, right? So.
Because there's no music that plays in the background.
There was a couple scenes where I could hear some symphony music playing.
I mean, the guard people are walking around trying to distract people and stuff like that, which is kind of cool. And some people are very careful getting out. And some people are just like lifting the chair up. And I'm like, I wonder if someone heard them. But Mai goes first and she chooses Roland.
Yep, her next best buddy. I was like, damn, that's
pretty bold.
Oh,
and Roland's like interrogating people. He goes to Mai, and she seems a little
She's
squirrely.
like, who's gonna braid your hair?
But he just
because she's like, and she's like, I'm just messing with you.
Yeah. But he's like, he just completely disregards her. Like, Mai, you would never do that.
No, because she had flat asked, hey, who's gonna braid your hair? You know, she was. He's like, oh, you're right. You braid your hair, we're good.
He's like, wait, that almost seemed planned. And she's like, wow, no, I'm just messing with you.
Oh wait.
So that was kind of odd. You think maybe he might choose her?
Oh yeah. For a second there, whenever she stumbled her words there, I was like, yeah.
But he doesn't, and he's gone.
Who does he pick again? I think it's the redheaded girl, right? Isn't that who he picks?
Remember. Wasn't mine.
It might be her. I don't know. But he gets eliminated. Then Amanda's gone next.
Ashley. Well, first off, Ashley calls it, right? She's like, that was old girl Mai. Put that up on there. I don't know how she did that.
But. Yeah, and you could tell like she wants to get rid of Mai, but she's how can I do this because it'll seem obvious.
Me.
But when Mai goes, or when she goes, she wants like when someone puts something on her, she tries to act suspicious, but like Mai's just like, nah, you wouldn't do something dumb like that. So
yeah,
which is a pretty decent strategy.
Oh no doubt.
But you know,
Ashley puts the gift down. Yeah.
And then Mai called her person, man. I was like, damn.
Yeah, she snuffs it out.
Yep.
And then you know who goes next? Snuffs it out not once but twice.
My man Phil.
I think Phil like
dude,
put
man,
that on. He's
that's
like
damn Inspector Gadget right there, man.
Yeah,
he got them go gadget ears, man. He's hearing that shit walking around, tell who's coming to his desk or something.
I mean, can you imagine where you get lucky, you guess who, and then that present is on your table the next time?
Oh yeah. And guess who's gone?
Ashley.
Yep.
Your favorite.
Yeah, I was so glad, man.
Me too.
So glad.
Me too.
Like, thank God that chick's out of here.
Yes. Bye, Ashley.
Yeah.
That was a good game, though, man.
I mean, this eliminates a lot of people. This boils it down to 3 people.
Yep. And you got Phil, Sam, and Mai. All that's left.
You happy with that 3?
It's the girl, the gays, and the days, man. That's who I was left there.
No.
As Phil said in the quad room when they were all talking, he's like, the girls, gays, and days, we got it. And guess what? That's the final 3. 2 gay guys and a female, man, as they called it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like 016, right? That's
is that Sam?
I think that's Sam, right?
Sam's
the one
cool,
with the
man.
beard.
Yeah.
I like him.
I like Phil a lot. He's cool.
Yeah, Phil, at this point, I'm probably rooting for Phil, man. Like, Phil's a genuine dude. I really like that kid, and hope he wins it. So
yeah, I mean, I don't really like her. I mean, I liked her initially, but she just played things wrong too much. You know what I mean?
No, I agree.
So here's the deal, though. When we get down to this stage, right? If you are, and we see this in a lot of these other shows, right? Like in Survivor, in Big Brother, you want to give yourself the best chance to make it to that final round, right? That final challenge. And I think Mai's got her ticket to the final 2. I think Mai's got her ticket.
Probably. I would agree. I think Mike is probably. I think it's gonna be down to Mai and Phil. So I'm thinking. That's what I'm guessing. I'm guessing it's gonna be Mai and Phil.
Now this is weird because they're like, "Who'd you choose? And Mai lies."
Oh yeah, dude.
And she almost doesn't even play it off because they're like, "Who'd you choose?" And she's like, they asked her, "Did she choose the person she did choose?"
Did you choose Roland?
And she's like, "No." And they're like, "Well, who was it?" And she's like, "Oh God."
Like, damn, I didn't think of that far ahead.
I almost feel like she did forget. Actually, I don't think she can remember the name.
I think she intentionally wanted to lie, but God, I don't have a cover story.
And then they were like, "Oh, was it Amanda?" And she's like, "Yeah, it was Amanda."
Yeah, they start naming all the people in, and they're like, "Yeah, it was her."
Yeah.
So, and then they're like, "Well, okay, that was weird, but whatever."
Right.
I don't know why you'd lie here, but
yeah, I don't either. Oh, well, I guess it's because Roland was her next best friend, so she just wanted to make them think that she just really, stabbed somebody else in the back.
But I don't think there's
They were
going to be
all
another
doing it.
opportunity. There's
Right.
3 people
Yeah,
left.
exactly.
It's part of the strategy, right? You
Yeah.
had to give yourself the best option to make it to the next round,
Mhm.
and that includes backstabbing your best buddy
Oh, yeah, of
who
course.
probably wouldn't select you.
Yeah, and I mean Phil kind of. I mean he doesn't do it to his best buddy, but
Oh,
he does it.
well, what the funny part too was when Roland was like, "Yeah, I don't think it was you, Ma. I love you, unless it was you." He's gonna go back and watch it. He's gonna be like, "Damn it, Ma!"
I don't love you, Mike.
Now I did like the setup to that where they kind of show the whole thing, and on the last one you don't know who did it, but
Yeah.
Phil was looking really
Oh,
guilty,
dude,
like
yeah,
because
it
he's
was
normally
Phil.
happy-go-lucky, and he was pretty like stone cold.
I
face
cannot
there, like,
believe they did not guess Phil.
Oh, I know.
I was like, what?
'Cause-
How did you not see that?
I was trying to play like I was in the game, and I'm like, I'm picking Phil. He just doesn't look right here. The other
Absolutely.
two are acting kind of the similar, but Phil's the only one out, and I'm like, I'm surprised.
Well,
I
what
didn't-
caught my
Oh, yeah.
attention was that he didn't do the same stuff that he does at every turn, right? Because that's the way they filmed it, right? You didn't see who did it, and so you're kind of left to guess who it was. And I did notice that Phil still left his little thing on his head. He hadn't left it the whole entire time.
Mm.
And then he realized he had done that. He's like kind of just looking away, right? It was all the indicators of.
Yeah,
Yeah,
of
I
where-
think some people kind of realize they need to play. Like, I think some people are like,
Oh,
no, I
dude.
had this thing on the
Oh,
whole time.
dude,
Trust me.
That Sam, that Sam,
Like, oh,
Dude,
I
it's
can't
so bright.
see, it's
that
so
Sam
bright.
guy was doing that big time, man. That
Yeah,
Sam
but
like,
he was
"Oh."
he actually had it. So, his was legitimate, but
Yeah.
other people, I feel like, oh my god, I can't just like take it off and be like.
Mhm.
So they're like,
That was a good nap, guys.
holy crap! So,
Who got it? Oh,
and it's like they probably are like, I gotta start playing the game. And one person's like, your hair was different. Than, I mean, I think it
Yeah.
was Hallie, but she
Yeah, it
doesn't
was.
guess the
Yeah,
right
she's wrong,
person.
yeah.
Nah,
But
they tried, but nah.
I'm like, you tried a strategy, it just didn't work out. But
exactly.
Mhm.
so I love this show. I
Oh,
love
dude.
the first couple, and it just continues through.
Yeah.
I'm very excited to see how it ends. I didn't really like the scripted show how that ended because it was essentially like Mortal Kombat at the end, and that one person being mortally wounded with the bridge was kind of dumb. So I'm excited to see what happens here.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing too. In the original show, so 3 of them make it past into that final round. Then one of them gets killed off in the room, right?
Mhm.
And only 2 make it. So I wonder if they're going to play another game, in the room or something, where one of them is going to get voted out, and then the final 2 are going to play Squid
I think
Game.
it shows
Yeah,
all
Squid
3 of
Game
them at
together or
that dinner
something.
table, though, right?
Yeah,
well,
that's
well,
the
it
next
did-
game,
it-
though. That's
yeah.
technically the next game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but in the show they all got knives,
Right.
so they're all supposed to try to kill each other.
So I
right?
wonder what they're going
So-
to do there. But
Yeah, good question.
I think it's going to be, they're going to have to end up coming to a consensus of who they want to be the final 2.
I hope they do something unique and different. But
Yeah, definitely.
and I hope that the last 2 don't come down to some kind of vote. They bring a bunch of people back or something. I don't want to see that
Oh,
kind of
heck
stuff.
No, it ain't going to be
man.
Survivor.
No.
Yeah,
It's
I
gonna
don't
be-
want to see no Survivor kind of
It's
stuff.
that last
It's-
game. It's the Squid
It's
Game.
got to be game. It's gonna be the Squid Game.
Yeah, but Squid
Yeah.
Game is kind of silly, right?
They'll figure out a simple way to play.
And
sure.
Squid Game in
They'll
the
figure out a good way
scripted
to
show
do it.
quickly devolved into Mortal Kombat, essentially.
Mm.
Like, it was
Yeah.
like, there's a game. Oh, wait, now we're just killing each other.
Except the fatality was the guy killing himself instead of.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what they're going to do. Hopefully, do something clever and it ends on a high note.
Yeah.
Who are you rooting for?
I think I'm rooting for Phil, man. I'm rooting for Phil in this one.
I'm rooting for Phil, too.
I'm my all the way.
What?
My all the way.
Nah. I think Phil's got it.
I
man.
like-
think
you
Phil's
know,
got it.
People are going to hate on my. I know.
Yeah.
I
Some
get
people,
it.
for sure.
But, what I like about her is that she's really just stuck to who she is. And she hasn't really.
She didn't know who she is. She was against TJ, then for TJ.
I think she's just kind of lucked into this whole thing, right?
Oh,
And
dude,
I
yeah,
think she's gonna,
Definitely. And there's people that
are about it.
carried her through events.
Yeah.
she's got
exactly.
all this momentum. I just think she's got it.
The only event she didn't
I
get
really
carried.
do.
The only event she didn't get carried through was the freaking Circle of Trust event
Circle
where
of
she
Trust.
guessed right.
Yeah.
And that event was all on her. I mean, she
Yeah.
did great, But
And we I don't even think we saw like Mai in the first 5 episodes, really.
Yeah,
I mean,
not
I'm
really.
sure she was there, obviously, but like they didn't focus in on her.
yeah, not as much.
So, wow, I'm surprised by that.
I know.
You just didn't want to get on the field train, huh?
Well, I like I said, I think those guys are pretty awesome. The final 3 is pretty good. I just like mine.
Just yeah.
I just root for the underdog, and
Well-
I like that. I like her story. They're coming from Vietnam, and all that, and where she's come to now in her life. I thought I just really connected with Maya a lot.
Well,
I don't
Sam has
Well,
a story, man. He's disowned by his
know. We
own
all have a
family.
story, but I just
what
like
the thing
my
about
story.
I think Sam though he kind of he played it pretty smart the whole way 'cause he was kind of just played under the radar most of the time, right? I mean, you saw a lot of Phil, a lot of Mai throughout the last several episodes. Sam was just kind of under the radar for pretty much the whole series. but made it there to the end, man. So
Sure.
Yeah,
Sure.
I mean, I'm not really against anyone. Mine's probably like third on my list, but
Dang.
I wouldn't be too broken up if she won, I guess. But I am kind
I'm
of
cool
disappointed
with
that she
Ian,
got
you know,
carried
yeah.
to a certain point.
Mhm.
So I don't know.
I'm cool with any of those three winning. You know, sure, whatever. But yeah, but still, Phil, man, definitely room for that dude.
So only one episode left.
All right, we got the finale coming out, baby.
Mhm.
Looking forward to see how this goes, man. And then
And someone's winning $4.5 million.
dude, and then I'm telling you, man, I'm wondering if they're gonna do a season 2, man, because there's
I hope so.
so many different games you could play, so much different stuff you could do. So there's a lot they could do with this. I really hope they do, man. 'Cause
It would
it's
have to
been
be
damn
pretty
good.
different and unique, though, because
Yeah.
people will see some things coming at this point.
And
Yep.
maybe it'll be however season 2 goes of the real show. You know, maybe we'll play
Yeah,
some.
maybe. Hopefully,
so-
season 2 does something pretty spectacular on the scripted version. So
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Oh,
I'm looking forward to that, too.
There you have it, folks. That is episodes 6 through 9 down. We got one left.
Yeah.
One left. $5.6 million. Man, this is like, I think it's the biggest prize I've ever seen.
4.5.
Or,
right?
4.5.
That's okay.
I don't
Yeah,
even think
whatever,
they,
man.
they
It's
could have
a golly
gave
amount of
3
money.
million,
Yeah.
2 million, and it would have been fine. They went a little overboard. if you ask
4.56,
me.
yeah.
Just give him money.
But
away.
it's a lot of
Yeah.
damn money. Hey, please tell us what you guys think about it. You know, what you think about the whole Ashley Mai scenario, how that went down. You know, what you think about some of the people that made it, some of them that didn't. Who was your favorites? And hey, as always, guys,
Oh,
we love
also,
doing
who do
this.
you think you're going to win?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
Who's gonna win,
Phil,
right?
Phil, baby. That's right. But hey, until next time, we will check you out our next review and hit that like and subscribe button.
See ya.